everybody, it's Jennifer from Get Messy NL. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Joanne read the fairy door story to you previously. It's a great little story to tell us how we can invite a fairy to come live in our home. Today we're going to make our very own fairy doors. So you guys will have a kit of items that you've received from Get Messy NL, which has everything inside that you need to complete your fairy door. So you'll have sticks inside there, which will help us create the front of our fairy door. You'll have some decorative pieces and gems, rocks, some little blocks to make the stairs in the front. You'll have our hard canvas cardstock, which will be what you need to build your door on, and these decorative rocks, of course. And you'll have some green moss, which will be used to put in between our rocks. So I'm going to show you the completed one that I finished earlier today. So as you can see, the door I painted purple, and I have this little decorative wooding on here that's yellow. We filled it all in across with some rocks and green moss. And I have a little decorative butterfly right here. And then we put in some little flowers and a picket fence and some little gems. So I'm using a hot glue gun to glue all of my items. But you guys will have a little white glue pot in your kits that you can use. So the cool thing about this video is that you can pause it along the way if you're trying to catch up or let your items dry. So once you do a step with me, you just pause the video and you can continue on and wait for your things to dry, and then you can press play again and pick up right where you left off. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get our piece of cardstock, and you're going to find out where you want to place your door. Now these are your steps, okay? They're already pre-glued for you inside your package, and they have to sit at the bottom of your paper. So your fairy door is going to come up from these steps. So when you stick your popsicle sticks on, just make sure they're up a little tiny bit from the bottom, maybe about this much, and that they're sticking up straight like this so that you can put your steps on afterwards. Okay? So like I said, I'm using a hot glue gun, and it's completely up to you what you prefer to use. If you want to use your white glue, or if moms and dads can help you with the hot glue gun, but you just have to be super duper careful. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to glue all of your sticks down across your piece of cardstock. Okay? And just leave some space on the side because that's where you need to put your rocks. So your door is kind of going to go in the middle of your canvas. Okay, and continue to glue across. And I think about 9 sticks across will be enough. Because remember, on one side of your fairy door, your picket fence is going to go there. Okay. So let's see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. So they should be like that. Okay? And that's going to be the base of your fairy door. And then your steps, like I said, go on down here, right underneath the popsicle sticks. And then we put our pebbles and things around the edge. So the next thing you need to do is you need to paint your sticks. So on the first sample that I did, I painted the sticks purple. But this time I'm going to paint them yellow. Okay? So you get your paintbrush and your paint that you have in your kit. Now you might not have yellow paint. You'll have 2 colors in there. So choose which color you would like for your whole door and which color you would like for your accents. Okay, so then you're going to get some paint and start painting your popsicle sticks. And the cool thing about popsicle sticks is that they dry super fast. And we don't want a really thick coat of paint on them because we want them to be able to be a little bit see-through so that they look, you can see that wood grain through them. So just give them a quick paint. Be careful not to get it on your white paper. If you do, it's no big deal because we're going to be placing rocks there anyhow. And so if you do get a little bit of paint on your white background, it's fine because we will place rocks there anyway. Okay. So once you get that painted, we're going to let it dry for a second. And like I said, it takes only a few seconds for paint on wood to dry. It soaks right into the wood grain fairly quickly. Now a fairy door has a curved top like this. So look for something in your house that's round. I'm just using this pot, but you might have a mug or a cup that you can use because we just want to use this top shape to using as a tracing guide. So you're going to lay it on your fairy door close to the top of the popsicle sticks, and then you're going to use your pin to trace it. And that'll give us that curved look at the top. See? Super easy. All right, so the next part we have to do this decorative part on the top of our fairy door. This yellow part here, okay? So we need to measure a popsicle stick, and the fun thing about popsicle sticks is that they're easy to cut. You do have to use sharp scissors, so if you have mom's and dad's help to do this part, that would be great. You're going to see how wide your fairy door is and cut off the little pieces on the ends. It doesn't matter if it hangs over a little tiny bit because all these rocks are going to be glued on over the top so you won't even see them. And then you're going to cut 3 pieces to do that portion right there, and we're going to glue those on. So what I would suggest you to do, that pin mark that you have, the top of the popsicle stick is going to line up on the pin mark like this. And then you're going to cut one to fit this way, and you're going to cut this piece to fit this way, and you'll cut one to fit across. And you're going to glue all of those on. So I'm going to do that part now. And you kind of just got to do a little bit of measuring. So with a popsicle stick, you only need to cut off the 2 ends to do the measuring across the sides. And if your popsicle stick splits a little bit, that's totally okay. It's not going to make your fairy door any less beautiful because you're going to be painting it anyway. As you can see, mine split a little bit at the top, and that's fine. Okay, so that's going to be the piece that goes across here. And then you need to cut 3 pieces, right here, one for the middle and one for this side to make that design at the top. And line it up with the curved pin mark that you made, okay? So let me get another popsicle stick. And you have to do kind of a little bit of measuring. You might have to lay your popsicle stick. Whew, that piece just went flying, literally. Let me go get that. As soon as I cut it, it went flying across the floor. So this is my piece that I have for the middle, so I'm just going to kind of line that up. And then I'm going to measure 2 of the other pieces. Okay. We are getting there. And you guys should have lots of popsicle sticks to do this with in your kits, because we gave you a couple of extra. All right. So then when you make your design, I'm going to twist it around and show you. I don't have them glued on yet. I just kind of got them laid there. Do you see how I have them laid up against that pin mark? Okay, so I'm going to hot glue those pieces on there now so that I can show you what I mean. And then we have to paint those. So mine are going to be purple because I'm doing the opposite color of the one that's in my kit. Okay. And just do your best to line them up on that pin mark. Like I said, hot glue is really hot on the fingers. So be super careful if you're using hot glue. Make sure you have an adult's help. Okay, because it sticks right to all your skin. And the one thing is better when it dries, you can pick it right off. Okay. All right. So I have that part done. So you guys will have to probably let yours dry if you're not using the hot glue gun. Okay, see? Then I'm going to use my purple that I have, and I'm going to paint those sticks. And like I said, they'll dry super fast, just like the yellow did. And just be careful you don't get it on your yellow door, but if you do, that's okay. No big deal. You're giving your door character, and I'm sure your little fairy would love it no matter what. Even if you have some glitter glue, it would be lots of fun. All right. Okay, so I have mine painted. See, just a quick, easy job like that. Okay, So now there's a part that I want you to do, because when we stick our rocks on around our door, there's going to be the white backing underneath. So we kind of have a little trick to help us hide some of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw kind of like a fake edge, a black edge around our fairy door. So I'm going to draw mine first, and then I'm going to show you what I mean. So first thing, I'm tracing with a black marker that sphere shape that I did on the door. And then I'm coming up. I'm making like an outline of a door around it, like this. Okay, and then you have to color all that in. So use a black marker, a black permanent marker, but if you have black paint, you can paint it black too. And if you don't, you can really use any color marker that you have. You don't have to have black. Whatever you have around that can fill in, so that when you look at your door, if there's little spaces on the rocks, then it's no big deal if you see through the little gaps, because you'll just have your black pieces there. So you just color that in, all that little fake arch we made. And that's just to help us hide the gaps between the rocks. And we're also going to use the moss to do that. The moss will act as a little hiding tool as well, to hide those gaps so you don't see the cardstock underneath. And when you get up to the curved part, you're going to have to mark on the actual popsicle sticks. So just use your marker and mark on the popsicle sticks to follow that curved line around that you created. And I'll show you mine when I'm done. I'm almost there. We're going to see if we can get a fairy move in and get messy. Do you think we'll get a fairy to move in with us? I think so. Why wouldn't they want to live here? Hey, it's so bright and colorful, and there's lots for them to do. Look at all the things behind me. They could play mousetrap or Jenga. They could paint. Do you think if I come in the morning, they'll paint me a picture overnight while we're gone home? All right, so as you can see, I just painted all the way around black. And the reason why we did that is so that, like I said, when we glue our rocks on, we have a little bit of a gap. All right, next step. We're getting there, guys. Now it's time to use your rocks. So your rocks are kind of like all different shapes and sizes. And there'll be different colors too. You might have some gray ones, you might have some black ones. They might be all similar colors. You just got to try to figure out how to place them around your door and fill them all in so that they kind of fit together like a puzzle, a rock puzzle. And you don't need to put a whole lot. I would suggest doing one rock on top of one another up the sides. So going up here, just do a rock, a rock, a rock, a rock, a rock. And when you get up here, you're going to have to use a couple of rocks. Okay, so that's the part I'm going to work on next. And this is where your hot glue gun will come in super handy, because rocks are a little bit heavy. And if you don't have any rocks, like if you're making another set besides the kit that you bought from us, and you want to go down to Topsail Beach when they open and pick up some cool rocks, or maybe you collect rocks from all different beaches in Newfoundland, and you want to go around and collect a bunch of rocks and make a fairy door. Maybe you'll get a fairy from a different part of Newfoundland come stay at your home. That would be super cool, hey? They would say, go stay at that little girl's or little boy's house because they have a really cool fairy door with rocks from everywhere. Look at this rock. Funny shapes, hey? Rocks are all different shapes. I'm going to put him on the corner because he's kind of funny. He's a cool shape and he's big. And you might have some long rocks that you can put up along the side. You just keep sticking them all the way around. And if you're using your white glue, you're going to have to let this part dry really well before you try to move it, okay? Because your rocks are going to be sliding on top of the white glue. So what I want you to do is glue them on, pause the video, maybe read the story that Joanne posted again about different types of fairies and how to invite one into your home. Maybe draw a picture for your fairy. And then you can come back and join me when your rocks are all dry. And don't forget to cover up your part on your popsicle sticks as well that need to be covered in. And like I said, it's no big deal about the spacing because we're going to use some of our green mass to help cover in some of those spaces. All right, we're getting around the other side. And hot glue gun kind of gives you all these little strings that you have to kind of pick off after. And you just pull all those off after. All right, I got one more rock to put in there. All right, so let me hold this up and show you. So you can see all the spacing, see? Cool, hey? Okay, so now we're gonna glue our stairs on there. All right, so now we're gonna use some of the filling to put in around the sides. So you don't need to use a whole lot. With the green moss part, you just kind of pull out pieces of it. And I kind of scrunch it up. And then find out where you'd like to stuff some in there. And just kind of squish it in between your rock. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. And it doesn't have to be all fully secure. Just as much or as little as you want. Now some people might not like the green mossy part. And if you don't want to use a whole lot of that, you don't have to. That's completely up to you. Because there's like some kind of twigs and stuff in there too. Oh, my phone's ringing. Just turn it off for a second. Okay. All right, so I got that part put in. And I didn't put in a whole lot because like I said, I like it kind of like not too much mass, just a little bit. And it's like I said, it's a much or little mass as you'd like. Okay. There you go. And then you guys should have a button there for your doorknob. So I want you to put on your button. It should be in your little decorative package. Okay. Glue on your button where you think your doorknob should be. Like this. Okay. We're getting there. And then you have a little wooden piece. It might be a butterfly. I like to stick mine on the corner of the step. But you can really stick it on wherever you feel like. And then you have some little flowers that you can stick on as well. Oops. And you just have to cut the stems off of those. To make your picket fence, get some of your popsicle sticks, and you're going to have to cut them off. So you need to cut off probably 1/3 of the popsicle stick. Woohoo! They go flying like this. And you can leave the curved ends pointing upward because those are going to be the pieces that are at the top of your picket fence. And if you're really brave, you can kind of cut the tops off to make them like a triangle shape if you're super brave. Woo! Okay, and when you get them all cut, you have to glue them on to a popsicle stick. So you get two like this and you stack them and then you glue your sticks across to make a picket fence. So I'm going to pause my video for a second while I do that, and I'll pop right back on. All right, so I stuck my picket fence together, and I painted my first picket fence brown, but I actually really like the natural look of it, so I'm going to leave this one not painted. But if you want to paint it using your brown paint, you most certainly can, or you can leave it natural looking like I have mine. I'm going to cut off all those little strings that are attached with the glue gun. And I'm going to cut off these two little ends. Okay. And then you just use your glue gun again. Oopsie daisies. I got butterfingers today. Have you ever heard that saying before? And glue my fence on to the side. Okay, we are almost finito. Okay, so this is where you stick on your little extra decorations that you have. I'm going to stick on my little flowers here. And you kind of pick out anywhere you want to stick them, but wherever you feel like there's like an empty space and that you need to stick your flowers in there. And you should have some of these cool gems as well. And you can stick those anywhere as well. I like sticking those on the bottom of my picket fence. But that is completely up to you as well. That's your decision. See? So there you have it. Your very own fairy door. So I want you guys to create your fairy doors. I want to see where you hide them, where you lay them in your house to invite a fairy. Don't forget to open up your little vial of fairy dust that's in your special decorating kit and sprinkle some around your fairy door, and so that we can see if we can invite a fairy into our homes. Okay, so I hope you guys all have a very magical day, and I hope you've enjoyed our video. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining our fairy door event, and I look forward to seeing all those doors. Thanks guys, have a great day.